How many years have you served, and what or who inspired you to join the Royal Air Force?
So I grew up in Kenya, and the Kenyan Air Force, pardon me, the Kenyan Air Force was always an organization that I looked at with a lot of admiration for no particular reason. There was none of my family or anybody I knew who was in the military. So I'd been in the UK for about 4.5 years, or just over 4 years. And I saw an advert for the Navy, actually, but because I couldn't swim, I thought the Air Force would be a better option. So that's really how I ended up applying for the Air Force and joined as a personnel administrator.
I've just completed 12 years in the Air Force, and it was actually my husband who inspired me to join. To be honest, he was having a bit too much fun for my liking, and I thought I need to get some of this. I've got the all work and no play, so I seen all the different opportunities. He always came home with a smile on his face. He was always away doing adventure training and different sports and courses. So I thought I need to get some of this, and I've never looked back. What do you enjoy most about your career in the RAF, and what have been some of your notable career highlights to date?
The versatility of the roles and the ability to work in different places, in different countries, and work with different people all the time. I've been fortunate enough not only to work, in different parts of the UK, but to deploy in operations on overseas, in the Falklands, in the Middle East, and in Africa. And those have really been eye-openers for me, really, and enabled me to enjoy my career quite a lot. The notable career highlight for me would have to be going back to 2018 when we had the RAF 100 celebrations. I had the opportunity to be a prayer reader at the Westminster Abbey, and it was quite a phenomenal year and a phenomenal day for the RAF on that day, because it just gave the RAF the opportunity to be celebrated by everyone and anyone. And it was just such a nice time to see the RAF given the airtime that it was given in 2018. So that's got to be the highlight of my career thus far.
Career highlights for me, I would say, is completing my CIPD level 5 qualification. That's the HR qualification, and it wasn't cheap. The Royal Air Force actually provided 80% of the funding for that qualification. So again, had it not have been for being in the Air Force, it's probably something that I wouldn't have been able to pursue.
Right. What would you say are your greatest achievements in the RAF so far?
Going from not knowing what wakeboarding was to actually getting the opportunity to represent my country at wakeboarding, and which then led on to achieving a bronze medal for Great Britain. That to me, without the Air Force, it would have never happened. So yeah, it was a fantastic opportunity.
So having joined up in the ranks as an airman, having got to where I am from a career progression perspective has been a great achievement for me personally. But also, again, similar to Sarah, I undertook the opportunity to study Chartered Management Accounting, which is not a cheap qualification and is not necessarily easy. And I did that at a very busy time of my life. Yeah, so looking back, it's a great achievement for me to have been able to pass all the exams and get through the levels to the certification, and then get the opportunities to undertake roles that actually enabled me to develop that side of my professional competencies, if you like.
What challenges have you faced and overcome in the RAF or in your personal life that make you the person you are today?
Going through my Chartered Management Accountancy qualification, I was doing that at a time when I just had my first child, and married. I am married with 2 children now. My husband was at the time serving and was deployed a lot. He was an engineer in one of the squadrons at Bryce. And so doing that, trying to juggle a full-time role as well as balancing my family needs in what felt like single parenting at the time, just because my husband was away a lot, has been really challenging. But it's also It's also made me resilient, and to kind of know that, there's nothing out there that you can't achieve. And that's been partly because of being inspired by other women. In and out of the service, you see people battling sort of much bigger challenges. And therefore, inwardly, you look in and you go, actually, there's nothing you can't achieve if you put your mind to it, regardless of what may seem to be in the way at the time. So, yeah. What kind of exciting opportunities have you had during your RAF career? I think two opportunities spring to mind. One is adventure training and the other one's work. So in terms of adventure training, got the opportunity to go windsurfing. So I'm not particularly a windsurfer, but the good thing about the RAF is it'll give you an opportunity to learn to do things that otherwise elsewhere you'd either have to sort of fork out a lot of money for, or the opportunities just wouldn't be available for you. So we went to Egypt windsurfing, and that was really nice. And it was, a lot of us were beginners. There was half the team were beginners and the other half were pretty experienced windsurfers. So it was a great opportunity to learn from people who actually undertake that sport on a sort of regular basis. And also for some of us who hadn't tried it, to just go and give it a go in a warm country, in a different environment from the UK. And that was really nice. And the other opportunity that has been exciting, or a highlight for me, I've only just recently returned from Nigeria, from operations. Being of African origin, it was really quite interesting to go and sort of work in a different country as a British military person. In a country that actually would be interesting to me to see from the perspective of me having grown up in Africa myself. So the military has given some really, really great opportunities for me that otherwise I don't think I would have got to have.
Funniest memory of your life service? So my funniest memory of service life, again, back to training at RAF Halton, I would probably say as part of the regiment training when we went out into the field, and I thought I was well trained in my weapons handling drills until we got through to the next field and my junior NCO said, okay, everyone unload your weapons. And I looked down and realised that I had not fixed my my ammunition properly and it had fallen off, and I had to then go back and search for it in the field. So that was pretty embarrassing, but funny for everybody else. I can laugh at it now, but maybe not so much at the time.
Okay, funny in hindsight, not.
What's it like being a female in the RAF?
I think it's great. My experience has largely been positive. And I probably said earlier in one of my comments that when I first joined up, there wasn't that many females in the senior ranks. During my time in the Air Force, we've had more than one female reach the rank of 2-star. And for me, that speaks volumes for the organization in terms of the work that's been done to ensure that females thrive, regardless of specialization, regardless of background. And therefore, I think the RAF is doing a good job on that front. Yes, there is more still to be done because it is inevitably still remains a male-dominated organization. But my personal experience in the Air Force has been really positive, and I hope that going forward, the generations that come behind us can only go to make it better. And make it possible for females to be in all the roles in pretty much equal form.
So for me, it's been fantastic. It's very inclusive. I wouldn't say that there's any difference to being, for me anyway, as to what my gender is or anything else. For me, it's how well I do my job that matters. And for me, that's something that is really important, and I know that's the values of the Royal Air Force as well, is how well can you do your job, not what background you come from or your gender or anything else, which is really good.